It's the city's pleasure to bring you another update in what's going on with city government. There's always really a lot going on in Decatur city government, and we have to pick and choose just a couple of topics that we think that you might be interested in. One of them that the City Council talked about at its last meeting has to do with our transit system, specifically making our transit system more accessible. I'm pleased to tell you that our ridership numbers have gone up fairly recently, and that's certainly in part due to adding services on Sunday. One of the other steps the Mayor and City Council have approved to increase our ridership is to make it easier for people who are in high school to ride the bus. Through a recent agreement with the Decatur Public Schools, students will be able to ride just at any time rather than just at restricted times, which is what it's been in the past. They can ride it at any time that the buses are running, and all they'll have to do is show their student ID. This will make it a lot easier for them to use the bus at maybe odd times to participate in extracurricular activities or to stay late for some school activity or something like that. And this template that we developed with the Decatur Public Schools is one that we'll try to use as well in discussions with Richland Community College, so we can come up with an access program for Richland Community College students as well, and perhaps other institutions of higher education and other institutions of education in general that might want to use the bus to increase the ridership. I also want to talk a little bit about the city's ongoing rehab programs. The city received a significant amount of money under what's called the ARP, the American Relief Plan, and after a lot of discussion, the City Council decided to put over 80% of it into two major categories. The first of those is our neighborhood revitalization projects and neighborhood improvement, because that's the City Council's number one priority. The second area, also a high priority for the Mayor and City Council, is investing in our water and sewer systems. We've discovered here in Decatur that investing in water and sewer systems is a key element of our economic development success. So between water and sewer system investments, which serve the entire city, not just the inner core, and investments in the neighborhood revitalization program, that's really about 80 to 85% of ARP money. Now, that's not all the money that we use either for water and sewer or for neighborhood improvement. And at the last City Council meeting, we have an example of that. The City Council received a $400,000 grant from the Illinois Housing Development Authority for us to do roof repairs and other residential rehab in the urban core. We're matching it with some funds that the city had set aside for the same thing. There are a large number, thankfully for Decatur, a large number of federal and state programs that fit very nicely with the city's neighborhood improvement programs, and we are going after those all the time so that we can make our ARP dollars stretch as far as possible, and that even after they're gone, we continue to have resources that can fund those programs. I've talked in the past about the elements of our neighborhood revitalization program, and that it includes 4 key strategy, or at least categories of strategies. The fourth and last of those key strategy areas is what we call catalyst projects. Now, this is just a fancy term for saying that with as many neighborhoods as we can do it, we want to have a large, highly visible redevelopment project that causes property owners nearby to say, okay, they're making this investment. This is going to pull up the value of my property too, so I'll go ahead and make some repairs so they can have that carry-on adjacency effect in other parts of the neighborhood. The most visible first of those was the project in Johns Hill, but that was by no means the only catalyst project we've been working on. We're working on several others, and at the last City Council meeting, the Mayor and Council announced the next one, which has to do with the rehabilitation of the old Garfield School at the corner of Oakland and West Grand. Garfield School was first built in the 1920s. It's nearly 100 years old, but it's been kept up. We have a good partnership now with the Decatur Public Schools, and we've been very pleased that they've helped us, even though they've closed that school for educational purposes, to keep it up while we work on this catalyst project. The other advantage to the Garfield project, unlike Woodrow Wilson, is that the Garfield project comes with a lot of extra property that other improvements can be made, and some of those were discussed at the last City Council meeting. So this area roughly between Van Dyke and Oakland and West Grand south to Leafland is the catalyst area for those neighborhoods that are in that area. And the city and its partner, its development partner, as well as some assistance from other local agencies, will be probably investing somewhere in excess of $25 million in that project area before it's all done, to make that a redevelopment area, a catalyst project that can serve to help the rest of the neighborhood rise up. I look forward to bringing you information about other catalyst projects in other neighborhoods as that information comes available later this year. So tune in.